Staying at the Florida Capitol today, penguins waddled into the Capitol as they face extinction. The African penguin is an endangered species, and the Florida Aquarium is raising money for a new outdoor exhibit to fit their needs. The aquarium has received money from the state before to secure animal habitats. This came after Hurricanes Helene and Milton caused mass damage to the building.
As we are going to break ground to build this new habitat outside, we want to make sure that we've got enough storm barriers and protections to protect the animals and protect the property should there unfortunately be another storm.
The Florida legislature has proposed $1 million for this fund and the upcoming budget. I could just stare at those little guys all day, so cute.